So I just hear a big bang on the door, and I'm thinking it's just a normal day where me and Eric are talking to each other. But producers know that Luke's coming down to my apartment fuming, that I've made his missus cry, and I have no idea because that wasn't what happened.
You're through to option one. Option one podcast.
On to Looking for Love.
Yeah.
Married at First Sight.
Yeah, it nearly worked. But honestly, like, you know, obviously the person I was with that I met on there, we was with each other up until a month ago. And I actually thought, because before I thought it's impossible, I'm not going to find someone from TV to want to spend the rest of my life with. But no, I did. Like, that's what we had. Still really sad about it now. Still, like, definitely, like, struggling with the breakup. It was very recent, but
I bet it's hard.
you know, it is hard because
So for the viewers that don't know, you went on to Married on First Sight.
Yeah.
You found the love of, or what you thought the love of your life was, Erica, and then you've recently just sort of separated.
Yeah, broke up. Actually, on my birthday, 25th of Feb.
Oh,
Obviously, now we're talking, was it the 27th, 28th of March? So just over a month. But yeah, I think doing TV is one thing, but falling for someone as hard as I did and having those feelings for someone whilst being on TV and them throwing stuff at you.
it's a lot to take.
That's the hardest thing. Like, honestly, I used to think that it'd be so easy if I didn't have the feelings I did for her. Because when you really care about someone, like, it's just a big deal. Everything's a big deal.
Yeah.
And if I didn't really care about someone, which I feel like a lot of people on that show, they don't really care about the person.
Right, okay, yeah.
So even if something should bother them, they might act like it bothers them, but really they can sleep at night. Whereas if something bothered me, it really, really got to me. Like it does if you fall in love with someone, it hurts, and it's so yeah, like it was. But to be fair, saying that, doing it, like when they were filming and living it, was the best experience of my life. It was watching it back when it aired.
That must have been so hard.
Actually seeing
Yeah.
it,
Watch myself back.
it's weird. No, I know.
Yeah, well, I wish I didn't.
I can't even listen to my own voice note, let alone...
Yeah, it is very strange.
No, I wish I didn't watch it back because it kind of ruined it for me. Because we had those memories, like we loved it, and that was the best times of our lives.
Keep it as that kind of thing.
Oh, and then the TV's twisted though.
Yeah.
The edit, you don't recognise it.
Yeah.
You don't recognise it wasn't the time that we had together. They just twist things, edit things.
I remember watching that, and it looked like was it Erica, like the blonde girl?
No, she was dark hair. Dark hair, blue eyes, from Scotland. Adrienne was a friend, the blonde one. But yeah, I was with Erica.
So did you guys actually end up getting married?
So it's not like legally binding.
Yeah, but did you guys all go down the aisle and everything?
Yeah. And then we couldn't have been happier. And then obviously the film is from February to May time. And then you leave the apartments, who was living in Wembley. You get married, you go on a honeymoon, like literally without even knowing them. And then you live together for 2 months in Wembley.
That's a long time
in these apartments.
well, isn't it?
But we loved it. And we were like, we would actually laugh going, oh my God, they've given us everything we wanted. Everyone else is living with someone they don't like. And we just felt like it wasn't just the honeymoon stage though, because it was great, like all the way up until we were leaving. And I actually got really upset leaving the apartments, and I didn't actually watch this episode back. I'm an emotional guy, right? And I cried a lot on that show. But I cried when we was leaving the apartments because I knew there was a good chance that might be the only time we lived together, like have our own place.
Yeah.
Because then she was going back to Edinburgh, I'm going back to Sheffield, but we've just spent the best 2 months living with each other. You shouldn't really be moving out away from someone unless something's gone wrong.
Just that got started as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And like we were chatting about earlier, it's not just you've moved out. It's that's a massive difference, Scotland
Distance,
and
yeah.
Sheffield.
And
a long way.
I always said that I'd never do long distance because for me to connect with someone, I miss someone too
Very
much.
difficult.
So I would just, if we didn't see each other enough, I'd miss her too much. And but we made it work for like 8 months from May until February. We was with each other all the time. We'd go from London to Manchester to Sheffield to Edinburgh. But we was always together, like making it work.
At least you did that though, and tried to, you know.
And it's the first time I've acted like proper to a girl. The first time I've given my all to someone, and I don't regret it. And I feel like this is the first time, it's why I feel heartbroken, because it's like, well, this time, like, I did give it my all.
Yeah.
And it still didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's always the way as well. It's always long distance. Like
Yeah.
when you meet someone, they're just like so far away.
Oh, I think that if we
Yeah.
was living with each other and had our own place, I think we'd still be together now.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows what the future will hold, though? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. It's turned a bit like from her side. It's turned a bit nasty and a bit angry. She's angry at me. She's said a lot of stuff on her TikTok. And when we broke up, like it was so amicable, and we said, look, the way we feel about each other, maybe in a week or two, we might still try and give it a go and try and make it work. But the press found out somehow, and they leaked it the day after we had this conversation. Yeah, and
Doesn't help. Yeah.
well, it was the same day. So this is what's stupid, right? Is that we filmed the last reunion episode like in October, November time. So that was 6 months ago, but we argued on this episode, and it was quite a bad argument. That got aired the day that we had this conversation last month that we were gonna like leave it. And I don't know how they must have just watched the episode and presumed that this argument must have broke us up.
Yeah.
But it was 6 months ago. But because we had actually split up on that day, we was like, well, the press reached out to us as like, have you got comment for this? And I was like, I don't know what to say, because we've not broken up because of this, but also we aren't together. So I didn't say yes, we've broken up, but I didn't say no, we're still together.
And then that probably fueled the fire even more.
But
Yeah.
some of the stuff they said in the press, I don't know if like someone from her side, one of the friends on the show, leaked it to the press, because there was some details there that I was like, that seems like it's from someone that.
There's always someone.
There's always someone that's looking to cash in on.
Yeah, and then
every single time,
because the press said that we'd split up, that almost like looked like it confirmed the decision, which is a shame, because I feel like maybe if that didn't happen, we wouldn't have to rush the decision, and maybe we could.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then since then the narrative's turned a bit nasty, and then I try to see I got crucified for this, and this is where fame isn't good. Like the press were like on me, like, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about it? I was like, no. And then when she started posting stuff on TikTok, they'd be like, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about it? I was like, no.
just pushing you every time.
Yeah. But there was a point where a friend started making like nasty comments on my posts, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try and change this negative narrative, this nasty narrative, and talk to the press. So I spoke to the Sun. I chose a journalist that I trusted. I made sure that they sent it me before the article went out, and all this kind of stuff. And honestly, anyone who's read the article, it's the most loving article you could read.
That's
it was like,
good.
But so the response was really good.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. And then 2-3 hours later, she put a response out crying, saying she was raging, that to me it was just a payday, and that the article was bullshit, because if I did feel that way about it and I was heartbroken, I would fight for her and stuff. But yeah, like
It's tough.
It's tough, and then
It is difficult.
yeah, and then everyone jumped on me saying, and then when everyone gets involved, it just feels like you've got more to overcome for it to still
Yeah,
work,
it's
so.
damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's like you try to stay quiet and leave it, and then now that you have tried to put something out there to support her, kind of, she's not getting it, and everyone has just fueled it.
Yeah, that's it. It's misunderstanding.
Yeah.
I suppose there's a lot of feelings there.
Reality TV's manipulated reality TV.
Yeah.
For example, I had a fight with one of the guys on the TV show, Luke, and they really manipulated me and him to a point where we thought. So Luke left the dinner party because he had high blood pressure, had to go to hospital. I didn't know he left at this point. They like dragged me away to have a conversation with someone. I come back, I get asked a question. What did you think of Luke's comments yesterday? I say my opinion. But all they show is me saying my opinion about Luke as soon as he's left the dinner table.
Literally,
So it looks like it looks like I've jumped down his throat. And then, for example, when it upsets Jay because she didn't like what my opinion was of the comments, because there was a bit of like truth behind it that what he said could upset her, she started crying. Now, Erica, my missus at the time, got up to try and console Jay, but they didn't show that bit. They put the part in where me and Erica were kissing each other. But at the time, what happened is Erica tried to go up to console her, and we was like sad that she was sad. But they just show me and Erica kissing, almost like rubbing it in her face that we've upset her as soon as her husband's gone. Then the next day, the producer must have gone to Luke, you know, Jordan's upset your missus when you left the dinner table. And he'll, even though we hated each other and we really disagree with each other and we want to fight each other, we'll agree that they got in his ear to make him really angry, to have to come down banging on my door, to want to come in and ended up fighting me, and I didn't know that he was coming down, but they did. Producers knew.
Yeah,
Oh, it's all planned.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I just hear a big bang on the door, and I'm thinking it's just a normal day where me and Eric are talking to each other. But producers know that Luke's coming down to my apartment fuming, that I've made his missus cry, and I have no idea because that wasn't what happened. And then we have a fight on TV. But that's really how he feels, and it's really how I feel, that I have to defend my missus in my apartment. But the reason we're doing it isn't.
It would never
have got there if it wasn't for the TV.
Yeah.
But then people don't see that; they only see what happened on camera, and everything else goes out the window.
How about now? Are you two? Because obviously now you both kind of. I assume you both kind of know the fact. Well, you do. I'm assuming he now knows the fact. So you two like.
So we
have you actually spoken about it?
We're going to fight each other. Like the whole influencer boxing is quite big. No, we was going to fight each other.
It's good to do though, isn't it?
He got pulled from the fight, but I still want to fight him. But I'll give him respect. He actually reached out to me the other day because he saw how active my ex was on social media and said, look, it's tough going through a breakup as it is. I can only imagine it's really tough with how active she's been on social media. Just letting you know that even though we don't see eye to eye and everything, like I'm almost like here for you kind of thing, which for me is really powerful.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as much as TV can manipulate you, I think that he should control his anger and his emotions and not put me in that situation where I feel like I have to defend.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
me and my missus.
Take responsibility.
So I will never agree with him on that, and that's where there is like animosity there. But at the same time, I know that TV had a played a part.
Yeah.
So it's a weird one. It's manipulated reality, yeah.
And do you feel like you're coming out the other side though now because you're lining up like the misfit stuff and?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I've got so much to be grateful of, like the influencer boxing. Again, a lot of people want to fight me, and I've got a lot of opportunity there to do something. I love boxing, so I can do something I'm passionate about, get paid well for it, and be really successful.
Focus on yourself.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
But then the fight I did.
God.
No, because I was fighting Luke because I was trying to defend me and my missus.
Yeah.
So it was kind of for her, and she was ringside, and like
Fuck's
after we had the best like night together and stuff. Like,
Right, okay. Yeah.
So at the moment, I'm in that mindset. Everything I do is great, but I would love to share it with her. But I know that eventually, when that feeling goes, I will just be able to look back.
You need to just,
Can you tell I'm heartbroken?
You're through to option one.
Option 1 podcast.